Okay. Hey, YouTube. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Open Door Hypnosis TV. I'm Shara Prophet, the Mind Magic Coach. I am filming both on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. Okay, you guys? So today we're talking about getting your mind right before you do magic. And once again, I'm going to repeat this part. I'm bringing this up because I get a lot of inboxes about people who are inquiring about magic and interested in getting started in it. And so I kind of want to break a few things down for you. As many of you know, I am a certified hypnotherapist. Okay, I deal in the realm of the subconscious mind all day, every day. All magic is working with the subconscious mind. If your subconscious mind doesn't believe that the thing that you're trying to create is possible or is already done, then guess what? It's not going to work. It's not going to be done. Okay, so I want to talk about this because before you start dabbling in this art form that we call magic, when really all it is you tap into your own natural ability to create and manifest what you desire. Before you start digging into it, you need to make sure this is right. Okay? Make sure this is right and this is right. And what does that mean? That means, first of all, let's give a definition to what magic is. Okay, all magic is the manipulation of energy to affect the environment around you to get the result that you want to get. That's all it is. And we do it every day. We do it unintentionally, okay? But when you start setting an intention to do it mindfully, that's when you're practicing magic. All right. Now, there's all kinds of magical systems out there. I don't have one particular magical system. I am what you would consider to be a solo practitioner. Okay. I guess if I was to choose a system, it would be hypnosis. But I don't really consider hypnosis magic. I just consider that a tool that I use to help myself and to help other people break through any mental and emotional challenges that are blocking them from, or mental or emotional blocks or energies that are keeping them from meeting the goal that they set for themselves or overcoming a challenge. All right. So what's the first thing you want to make sure of? The first thing you want to make sure is that you have your emotions in check. Okay, because I get a lot of inquiries about, my boyfriend or my husband was cheating on me and I want to get back at him. Is there something that we can do magically to get back at him? And the answer for me personally is no, because I don't do that. So if you, and for anybody that has hit me up and you're watching, don't take this the wrong way. All magic isn't good magic. All intentions are not good, really. Magic is just magic. It's your intention behind it. So if you go into it with a certain type of intention, then you're going to get a certain outcome. And if you are not grounded, if you don't know who you are mentally and emotionally, this is what I'm talking about right now. If you do something and you're not grounded and you're not intelligent enough in your emotions, you don't have emotional intelligence, that's when it backfires on you. We're going to get into that. It's just like money. People say money is the root of all evil. It's not the root of all evil. Money is an energy. And just like with any kind of energy, you have the power to manipulate it and put your intention behind it to use it for the greater good or to use it to destroy things. You have the power to create and the power to destroy. Okay? When you think it's something outside of yourself that's going to create this situation, what you're doing is you're displacing your power and you're disempowering you. You are the one that creates the magic. It can't happen without you. It's your intention behind it. So if you go into it highly emotional, okay, if you are a super emotional person, if you are immature in your emotions and you don't even know how to approach certain situations from a mature viewpoint, and you're trying to go and attack somebody magically, and first of all, you don't know who that person is and what kind of energy they're working with, and you don't know what kind of spirits, energies they got around them, you're going into it blindly, right? So because you're just running off of pure adrenaline and pure emotion, and you just want to get revenge and get back at them, right? You're operating from an immature standpoint. So when you do that, that's who said that, Willie, earlier. Willie, that's when the magic is quote unquote bad or evil, or it's not good. And it's not good because it can come backfire on you. Okay. Hi, whoever's waving. Hello. So that's one thing. You want to make sure you have your emotions in check, and you want to make sure that you are not moving from an intense emotional state. If you're angry, if you're sad, if you're desperate, please don't try to manifest from a place of desperation. You mess yourself up every single time, okay? Every single time. The other thing you want to make sure is in place is you are grounded in some sort of spiritual power. I don't care what you call it. You call it your higher self, you call it God, you call it Jesus, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But you need to make sure that you are firmly rooted in some sort of higher version of yourself, okay? A higher source, okay? I like to call it, really? What in the hell? I'm sorry, y'all. This is one of the reasons why I do not care for Facebook Messenger, because people call you on Facebook Messenger. Somebody just called me right in the middle while I'm doing this. Please don't call me. Please don't call me. Okay. So anyway, let's get back to it. That really plucks a nerve in me so bad when they call you from Facebook Messenger. Facebook really needs to fix that. People shouldn't be able to just call you out of the blue like that. But anyway, you need to make sure you're grounded spiritually, okay? That you have a relationship with a higher, are you? Oh my God. Hey, Amelia. How you doing, girl? What's up? They just called again. How can I get this to stop, you guys? I don't know what to do. But anyway, you want to make sure you're grounded spiritually, okay? Make sure you um, are in tune with a higher version of yourself. Like, again, if you want to call it God, if you want to call it Jesus, if you want to call it um, whatever your higher source is, whatever name you want to give it. I don't care who it is, what it is. That's your business, not mine, right? But you want to make sure you're grounded in that. You know who you are. You understand energy. Have a good understanding of the way energy works. Have a good understanding of the way your subconscious mind works, okay? You don't want to step into, this is a journey. This is a practice. This is a process. So you don't just, stick your toe in it and then, oh, okay, I'm not going to do that again. You're saying yes to yourself when you decide to work with magic, okay? You can't be afraid of it either. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't mess with that. That's scary. I remember a friend of mine, I had a voodoo deck. I have the New Orleans voodoo deck, tarot deck, okay? And we were swapping decks, and I was like, I have this one, this is really good. She's like, oh, no, 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 no. And I'm like, wow, you didn't even know that offended the hell out of me. Now, I'm not a voodoo practitioner, but I respect all practices. I respect all religions, okay? Now, I might have my own viewpoints about things, but I respect all of it because I know it all has power behind it, okay? As long as you, my last name is Prophet David. That's a family name. It's my real name. It's my government name. I wouldn't call myself a prophet now. Hey, girl. Hey, Isis Maya. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So you want to make sure you're grounded and rooted in something firm in your spirituality. You also want to make sure you're not afraid of this stuff. Okay, because first of all, you don't need to be afraid of it. It's nothing to be scared of. It's you. You're working with your own energy. Remember what I said earlier? All magic is a manipulation of energy to have an effect of the effect on the environment around you to enact a certain change or to reach a certain end result. Right? I know Chantel. Hey girl, how you doing? I didn't know if you were still going by Chantel or not. I try to call people their names because I don't know. What's up, girl? It's good to see you. I hope you're well. Um, and so, you don't want to be afraid of it because a lot of people, we've been taught, especially as Black folks, okay, we have been taught to shy away from this stuff. This is our stuff, okay? These are our traditional spiritual practices that we are told to move away from. And I'm not going to get into the whole Christianity thing and all of that. I'm not going to get into all of that tonight because I'm not here for that. I'm here to talk about magic, okay? Jackie Williams says, how do you get over fear? You have to identify it first, Jackie. You got to identify that you have a fear, and you have to ask yourself, why are you afraid of it, and what the point of origin is of that fear, and you start working backwards. Okay? When did you first know that you needed to be afraid of something? Who told you, or what situation were you in when you realized you needed to be afraid of something? Fear is a program. It's learned behavior, okay? So if it's something that you're fearful of specifically, then you need to backtrack and connect the dots all the way back to where you can identify the point of origin of that fear, and then you need to work subconsciously to release that fear and to replace it with a healthier reaction or healthier emotion, all right? And all fear isn't bad. As you guys know, some fears, we need them. Okay, you need to know when it's time to run because a bear is coming to attack you. You need to know that you're in this neighborhood and it looks a little shady and your spidey senses are up and it's time for you to get in your car and leave. So we need fear. We need that fight-flight response. That is a survival mechanism that we need. So if you have that fear, then you need to work backwards to help release the fear, okay? And it's, yes, absolutely, you can take it to God, and you can leave it there, you can do whatever you want to do it, it's all imagery. So when you do leave things at the altar, so to speak, or if you say a prayer and you're like, I'm turning it over to God, usually what that is it's a ritual in itself to help you release whatever it is that's keeping you stagnant, keeping you stuck, keeping you in bondage, right? So it's the same thing when you're working with your subconscious mind, whether you know it or not, okay? That's the thing. Whether you're saying prayers, whether you're turning it over to God and leaving it, whether you are claiming that it's already done, you are reprogramming the subconscious mind to expect a different outcome, okay? To claim a different outcome, all right? So I want you guys to understand this stuff is all the same. It's all the same. It just has different names to it. And it's been interpreted in so many different ways and broken up and split apart and fragmented in so many different ways that it causes us to become separated from one another, okay? It causes us to go against each other, okay? When we're all looking for the same thing. All of us are looking for freedom. All of us are looking for happiness. All of us are looking to be comfortable and to just feel that release and relief, okay? So whatever it is that you do, as long as you're not hurting someone else, whatever you do to come to that resolution, is nothing wrong with that. Hi, beautiful you. How you doing? Okay, there's nothing wrong with it, all right? But we have to learn how to accept everybody's approach, okay? And also learn how to be flexible in your thinking so you're not so stuck in one way of doing things that when that way isn't working for you for that particular thing anymore, or it just stops working altogether, that you're not afraid to go try something different, okay? This is why a lot of our people are stuck where we are stuck, okay? Because we've been doing it the same way we have been fed and taught to do it, but we're not really digging on a deeper level to really, really work that energy and utilize that energy the way we could use it and really truly heal ourselves on a deep level. It's okay to get medicine for this and to, say a prayer for this and do that here and there to kind of put a band-aid on it for a little while. But what happens is the universe will press a nerve and press that red button to let you know it'll come up again, to let you know it's not fully dealt with yet. So that's why some people feel like, oh my God, I just feel like I keep going through the same cycle over and over and over again. I keep meeting the same kind of person over and over again. I keep having the same kind of results over and over again. I lose the weight, I gain it back. I quit smoking 20 times, but I keep smoking again. You know what I mean? I keep having the same issues with my kids over and over and over again because there's some sort of cycle taking place. Okay, there is a program that's running underneath the surface in the subconscious mind that's running. So you have to understand your subconscious mind to really start to allow for this energy working to really move and work for you. Okay. So get stuck into the word. Okay, Willie, thank you. I don't want to make this a religious thing, okay? I said that earlier, so let's just keep it neutral here, all right? This is not about religion. This is about you understanding you, okay? So that's fine. That's your way of doing things, but I get a lot of people coming up on here when I talk about this stuff, and they want to start bringing things in. I respect it. I was raised with it. I found a different way to approach things in my life that have worked, and I see it work for my clients, and I'm sharing it here with you guys, okay? So that's all I want to do. I just want to keep everything neutral here, okay? Thank you. I appreciate that. So making sure that you are not afraid. Let's just bring it back around full circle. Let's making sure you're not afraid to work with this energy, work with your own energy. It's you, okay? It's you. That's all you're doing. You're working with your own energy, all right? If you decide to work with candles and you decide to bring in the elements, okay? You're welcome, Jackie. If you decide to work with the elements of fire, of water, of earth, air, okay, that's just going to amplify your focus because all you're doing is you're focusing your energy on that intention, okay? You're just setting your intention and you're putting your energy into that intention and you're utilizing these other elements to help amplify and strengthen the energy around that focus. All right, that's what you're doing. And the longer we focus on what we want, a positive intention or a negative intention, the longer you focus on it, the more energy you build around it. And the more energy you build around it, the faster it starts to happen for you, right? Okay. And then you have to work on keeping your mind clear and keeping your mind trained on the positive outcome that you want to see. Okay. So what some people will say, oh, I did this ritual and it didn't work. My first question is, well, how long did you wait before you saw or you realized that it didn't work? Okay. Well, I did it like 3 days ago. And I'm like, you got to give it time, right? What was your thinking pattern? What were you thinking about while you were doing it? What were you thinking about after you finished doing it? What were you thinking about the next day after you did it? And the moment a thought comes into your mind that says, I don't have it yet, it's not working, you have basically blocked it right there. You blocked it right there. So once you understand how to change your thoughts, I call it mental agility. Okay, mental agility means as soon as a thought comes into your mind, right, that is opposite. I don't really like using the word negative and positive because everything is necessary. But the moment a thought comes into your mind that is the opposite of what you want, right? So let's just say you are setting your intention to receive $5,000 and you need this $5,000 within the next 2 weeks, right? And you're setting your intention for that. You pull your energy in, you do a ritual for that money, okay? Now, it's the day before that 2 week period, before you need the money, like, and you don't see it yet, okay? Even building up to that point, you need to already understand that there are going to be conflicting opposite thoughts that are going to come in during that time. They're going to try to keep you safe from being disappointed. This is how our minds work, okay? It's not working against you. It's just trying to keep you safe from being harmed. It's the fight flight response, okay? So when you got that fight flight response working, what it wants to do is it wants to make sure that you're not having too high of an expectation, because if your expectation is too high and this doesn't really work for you and it don't pan out, you're going to be highly disappointed, right? So it's trying to protect you from that. It's just a program that you're running on. It's not your fault, it's your program, okay? When you learn how to exercise mental agility, the moment that conflicting thought enters your mind, you flip it around. That means, and how do you flip it around? You come up with an affirmation or an anchor, is what I like to call it when I'm working with my clients. We come up with an anchor that they can use immediately that puts them right back in that space of positive thinking. It puts them right back in that space of keeping their focus trained on what it is that they want to see, okay? Of what they want to see, all right? So that's all you're doing. It's just the mental agility, mental agility, mental agility. You're just flipping it around, flipping it around, flipping it around. Now, when you start practicing that on a regular basis, what happens is it's like working a muscle. Hey, Kim. When you start practicing that on a regular basis, it's like working that muscle, right? So you work that muscle enough, pretty soon, what used to be real heavy and it took you a lot of energy and a lot of strength and time to lift, all of a sudden you just doing it real easily. It's just like bam, 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 I'm knocking it out, okay? So when the universe gets wind of how clear your energy is now, and it gets wind of how strong your mind is now, how quickly you are able to turn that opposite thought around, okay? That's when you shooting those rockets of desire off. I'm using the words that Abraham Hicks uses. If you guys have ever listened to Abraham Hicks, when you shoot those rockets of desire off, right? And it's a clear intention. The energy is clear and it's strong and it's grounded, okay? It's rooted in something firm. The universe is able to meet that energy. And once it's met and it's vibrating on the same frequency, what happens is, bam, the desire comes, okay? So like I said, a lot of you, we do this every day. But for some reason, when it's for bigger things, quote unquote, bigger things that we're trying to manifest, if it's a large sum of money, if it's a brand new house, if it's a new job, it's healing for a loved one that's really, really, really sick, okay? When it's, seemingly big things that we want to happen, that subconscious mind, that mind starts playing tricks on you. And all it is your mind. There's nothing outside of you. There's no entity. There ain't nothing outside of you. It's your mind. Okay? Now, if it makes you feel better to call it something else, to give it a name, that's totally fine. Because guess what? That's an imagery. And guess what? The subconscious mind responds very, very well to images, symbols, and numbers. So if we call these certain feelings, these certain emotions, or these thoughts, or these behaviors that we have, if we call it a name, right? If we associate it with a certain energy or a certain entity, okay, that's totally fine. Because guess what? You're helping your subconscious mind really flesh out the things that it doesn't need in order for this thing to be manifested. I call it the subconscious mind. I call it imagery. I call it different things on a more scientific level. But if you're speaking spiritually or in religion, you might call it something else. You may call it a name. You may give it an image, right? It might look like a certain spirit or entity or whatever, okay? Either way, you're working with your subconscious mind, all right? But this is what I mean by being anchored in something that is, you're anchored and rooted in a spiritual practice, okay? Or you're anchored and rooted in something that lets you have the ability to understand what's going on, okay? Because if you're not anchored, if you're not rooted in something strong, if you just all over the place, your emotions are all over the place, and you just kind of willy-nilly with stuff, one day you're thinking this way, and the next day you're thinking that way, and you try to work with this type of energy, that's what a lot of people say is evil, really, or is bad, or is not. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to do it and they're not rooted and anchored in anything strong, okay? They're just all over the place with it. This is why some people go crazy or lose their minds or they get afraid of it. Because they are not using their intellect and they're not standing and they're not rooted in a spiritual practice, okay? Those are the two most important things. Being emotionally intelligent and being rooted spiritually. Very, very important things to do. If you are not, you will be eaten alive. You will be eaten alive by your own subconscious mind. Because we create everything, y'all. We create everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. We create everything. Take that how you want to take it. Apply it however you want to apply it. But everything on this planet, okay, everything that we have, this water bottle, this microphone, this table, Facebook, YouTube, all of it was just a thought in somebody's mind. And the thought became a physical thing, okay? We create everything with the subconscious mind. I don't know if you guys remember a few weeks ago, maybe even a few months, maybe like 2 months ago, I did a video on the subconscious mind, right? And how the universe matches we match the universe, right? The universe is basically our minds are basically models of the universe, and the universe models the mind. Okay. And when I was talking about that, I was talking about how about 90% of the universe is all black, is a void. It's not is pure potential energy. Okay. It's primordial substance, the substance that creates all things. It's chaotic energy, right? Until it is brought together with a consciousness. When the consciousness comes in, the consciousness gives that primordial energy that's kind of all over the place, that subconscious female energy, that female divine energy. Okay, the female energy is chaotic. The female energy is just wild and primordial and creative, and it can just create anything. But when it has the energy of the masculine, okay, when that masculine energy comes in, or the conscious mind comes in, it gives it some structure, some guidance. When you think about masculine energy, what are you thinking about? You're thinking about structure. You're thinking about order, right? giving it direction. Once the conscious mind can communicate with the subconscious mind, okay? Once that masculine energy can connect with, or what we call the, what is it? It's the alchemical marriage. When that takes place, right? That's when we create. That's when a new world is formed. That's when the earth is formed. That's when all of these things are created, okay? So that same energy resides within us. What you want to call it, God, what you want to call it whatever you want to call it, right? We're made in its likeness. Thank you. Yes, the magnetic force, right? So there's a negative charge and a positive charge, right? When those charges come together, that's when we can create a new life, a new being, okay? So it's the same thing with your mind. When the conscious mind that has the logic, it has the reasoning, it has the structure, it says, we need to do this, we should do this, we should do this, it's a great idea, but you can't ever really get started doing it because your subconscious mind overrides and overrules the conscious mind all the time, because guess what? The subconscious mind rules about 90 to 95% of your total mind power. The conscious mind only rules about 5 to 10% of your total mind power. So the subconscious mind is going to win every single time unless you learn how to tap in, break through that critical filter, the firmament, the eggshell, okay, the hymen. So many different things, different ways we can, images we can use to describe it, right? So once you break through that, okay, and you plant the seed from the sun, S-U-N, the consciousness, okay, the masculine, the sperm, the seed, once you plant that down into the wet soil of the subconscious mind, okay, that's when a new behavior is formed. That's when the subconscious mind is saying, oh, okay, we're going to do this. So now we have some structure. Now we have a direction. Now I know how this is supposed to look now. I know what this new behavior, we're talking about the human person. Now I know that this is a new way that I'm going to deal with this now. I don't have to keep doing it the same way and hitting my head up against the wall, okay? So everything is, nature repeats itself. It's what we call the Fibonacci code, right? Well, nature just repeats itself. It just repeats itself. I'm no different than the tree outside, okay? I'm no different than the way the cosmos are interacting with Earth and other planets and stars. I'm no different from that, okay? Me and my girlfriend were just having this conversation today, how she was just saying, wow, you're so tapped in. Like whenever something is happening in the zodiac sign, in the cosmos, in the stars, and it's time for you to be doing something, you're already doing it before you even knew about it. That's because you're tapped in. And I was like, you're right. You're right. Okay? That's because I'm no different from it. I'm no different from it. All right? We're one with it. All right? We're one with all creation. We are one with it. So tap into the energy, you guys. Start understanding yourself and understand how powerful you are. You're powerful. You don't need to send your power out to somebody or something else. You got it all. You got it all. And trust and believe that whatever or whomever you're sending your power out to is looking at you like, man, baby, if you only knew how powerful you are. I gave it to you already. I gave it to you. I gave you the power. I gave you the strength. I gave you the energy. I gave you the magic. Tap into it and use it. But you have to understand it first. You got to do your research. You've got to read. You got to be flexible in your thinking. I say this so many times. Be flexible in your thinking. Don't be so stuck in what you was taught when you were 5. How is it working out for you? Look at your life. Look at every aspect of your life and ask yourself, how has this been working out for me? Okay, y'all, we're in a new age now. We're in a new age. We're in a new age. Get with it. Read, research, go within, ask for that internal guidance to show up for you. Ask the right questions to yourself so you can get the answers that you need, that you can grow and flourish. Because if you don't lean in, if you don't lean into your own understanding, and I'm gonna say it like that, lean into your own understanding, because you have the ability to give yourself the answer. You have a higher version of yourself that's operating on a higher frequency. Okay? If you tap into it, it will guide you. It will take you exactly where you need to go if you trust yourself. See, we've been taught not to trust ourselves. We're told, don't lean not into your own understanding. We're taught that. We're taught not to trust our feelings and not to trust our intuition. We're taught that. We're taught not to tap into our own body temples and ask the body, what are you trying to tell me right now? What is this cancer trying to tell me? Okay, what is this broken foot trying to tell me? What is this sinus infection trying to tell me? We don't sit with ourselves and backtrack and say, when did this sinus infection start? What was I doing in that process? What was I thinking about when I first noticed that my throat was getting scratched? Little stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about, really tapping in. That's real self-care, y'all. That's true self-care. That's real self-love. That's real self-acceptance. Tapping into yourself and asking yourself the question. Don't be afraid of you. You are powerful. You're supposed to know who you are. You're supposed to tap in, dig in, and go within. You're supposed to be quiet and sit with yourself. You're supposed to. You're supposed to do that. If you spend more time with yourself and less time listening to the rhetoric and the noise outside, you'd be amazed at what comes up for you. You'd be amazed at how you can tune in naturally. How you can tune in naturally and already know that things are going to happen before they happen. How you can read an ancient script and understand it and interpret it just like that quickly when you tap into yourself, when you spend time with you. So don't be afraid of your energy. If you're afraid of your energy, magic is not going to work for you. It's just not. The dreams and the goals that you've been trying to reach for years and years and years and years, you're going to die without reaching them because you're afraid of your own self. You're afraid of your own energy. You're afraid to tap in and ask yourself questions. Thank you, Willie. Hey, Anna. Hi, Melvin. So those are the things that you got to do, y'all. Get your mind together. Get your mind right. Get your heart right. Okay? Stand in your power. Get grounded. Learn how to ground yourself. I have a video on YouTube about how to ground and clear your energy. Okay? If you go to my YouTube channel, I have a list of books that you can read. I tell you what the books are about and all that type of stuff. Just read them. Just read them. You know, you've got to not be afraid of these things because these things are created by the creator, by the energy that created all things. It's created. If it's here on this planet, guess what? The creator created it. And you are a creator because the creator created you to do the same thing that it does. He, she, it, whatever you want to call it. Okay, my YouTube channel is Open Door Hypnosis TV. Hey, Anna. All right. So don't be afraid of this stuff, you guys. I'm telling you, don't be afraid. It's empowering. Nothing can hurt you. Nothing can kill you. The only thing that has the power to hurt you or kill you or destroy you is you. If you believe that something outside of yourself got more power over you and can take you down and destroy you than it does. But if you can talk to whatever entity, energy, whatever it is, and say, why am I supposed to be afraid of you? Tell me. And it knows that it can't hurt you because you're not afraid of it. You don't have to disrespect it. You just talk to it. Because all you're doing is talking to yourself. All you're doing is talking to you. You're talking to the part of you that you have been so afraid to look at for so long. You're afraid to work with that part of you that is so powerful and it's just waiting like everything she asking for, she could have it just like this if she would just ask the right questions and sit still and quiet long enough to get the answer. Okay? But if you are afraid, if you're operating off of an old program, if you are operating off of something that somebody else told you, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you. You have got to be willing to allow those old paradigms to crumble and fall. And it's scary. Trust me, I know how scary it is that all of the things that you were taught as a kid, everything that your family taught you, everything that your teachers taught you, and the society taught you, all of a sudden you're coming to a place where you have to put it all to the side, clean the slate, clear the canvas, and be flexible enough to paint a new picture for yourself. And that's how you start to create change and heal yourself. That's how you start truly healing. And I'm not saying that this is the only way to heal yourself. No, what I'm saying is I'm responding to people who hit me up and ask me about magic and how can I open my third eye? How can I do this? How can I do that? And I'm telling you, before you start doing any of those things, you must make sure that you have these particular things in order. That you can control your emotions. Okay? And when I say control your emotions, I don't mean not feel them. I mean, you can feel your emotions and you allow them to pass through you and move through you and not consume you, and it doesn't get stuck inside of you. That's how diseases form. Okay? That you need to cry, you need to let it out, you need to scream, you need to holler, and you don't live in it. You don't live there. You just have the emotion and you allow it to do what it's got to do. You ask it questions. What are you trying to tell me? Okay, what do I need to learn right now? What's the lesson in all of this? What do I need to shift? What do I need to change? What do I need to let go of? How can I be a better person? How can I be better at this? Get your emotions in check. That's one. Make sure your mind is right. That's two. Understand how your subconscious mind works. Understand how your conscious mind works. There's a great book that you can read called, it explains all of this, the feminine energy, the electromagnetic field, the positive charge, negative charge, the earth and the firmament and the sky and the water and the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. It explains all of this stuff. It is called The Initiation into Hermetics by Franz Barden. You can go to my YouTube channel. I have a link for it, and you can purchase it there, or you can just type in Google and look it up. The Initiation into Hermetics by Franz Barden. He's a Christian magician back in the 30s and 40s. Held captive by Adolf Hitler. Check him out. Check the book out. Okay? But you got to start somewhere. You got to start out. You got to step outside of the box. It's something different. If you want a different result, you got to do different things to get it. Okay? Can't be the same person wanting $1 billion and think you're going to be the same person that you are right now. You got to shift some things around. Because if you didn't have to shift anything, you would have $1 billion already. Just saying. Just saying. If your life is exactly the way you want it, you are golden. You are on it, honey. You're doing the right thing. But if there's some things on your list that you ain't got yet, it's coming. but it's coming at a cost. And the cost is you getting real with yourself and saying, what is it that I need to, what do I need to do here? What do I need to do? And being real gangster about your stuff and actually doing it. Okay? Actually doing it. So, and not being afraid, y'all. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Okay? So be emotionally intelligent. Okay? Practice mental agility. And leave your fears at the door. And like Jackie asked, how do I overcome the fear? If you have issues with overcoming fear and you don't know how to do it, call me. Let's do a consultation over the phone, set up a session, and I will help you move through that, okay? Or you can do it yourself. Go back and listen to this video and listen. I told Jackie how to kind of run through it and do it. You can do it yourself, all right? But if you are willing and ready to invest in you and get some assistance with this stuff, then I'm here. I'm always here. I may not be on social media all the time because I'm busy and my focus is on other things. And sometimes I just need to preserve my own energy, because even though social media is awesome, I love it and I love being able to share with everyone and give this information to people, it's not natural to have this kind of access to each other on a regular basis. So I do step away from social media frequently, and I take time to myself, and I don't feel bad about it. I come on here and I share when the spirit moves me to share. I'm not here to, YouTube is not my bread and butter. Facebook is not my bread and butter. I want you to find me through these channels and these mediums, but I know that when the time is right and you're ready to, if you're ready to, you'll find me, right? I'm all over the place, so you can find me easily. But I encourage you to also take breaks from social media. Turn your phone off, turn the TV on. I never really had my TV on, but turn it off. You know what I mean? Take breaks, take extended breaks if you can. If you can, take extended breaks. Okay? But you can. I used to be afraid to take extended breaks from social media because I was like, well, how are my clients going to find me? And you know what? I manifest my clients all the time. In fact, my sessions have gone up since I haven't been on YouTube and Facebook and social media. Honestly, I've been working more than I have in a long time, just taking a break, honestly. Okay? So, and I had to use mental agility with that, because that's a program. That's a program that you have to be on social media. You got to do this in order for your business to be popping and for clients to find you. You got to have a social media presence. You got to post every day. You got to always do this and do that. No, I determine how this is going to go. If I need to take a break, you need to tell me I can't eat because I'm taking a break from social media. You need to tell me I can't help people because I took a break from social media. I can't do what I love because I took a break from social media. No, I created my own reality, and I said, you know what? They're going to find me regardless. And most of it is coming from word of mouth anyway. Okay? Standing in front of people that I can touch anyway. Opportunities are always coming in, just flowing in, overflowing, always. All right? So don't be afraid to take care of yourself, y'all. Don't be afraid to step away from things that are overloading you because you're afraid of the outcome. Create a new outcome. Manifest it. Use your magic. All right? Study and show your self-approval. Yes, study. That's right. Study. And the more you sit with yourself and the more you go within, your internal guidance is going to lead you to the right teachers. It's going to lead you to the right books. It's going to lead you to the right tools that you'll need. So don't be afraid of all of that. You know what I mean? Like people are like, well, what should I do first? What should I do first? I can give you my suggestions, but honestly, you know better than I know what you should do first because you are the God of your universe. You know better than anybody else does. Now, I love giving suggestions and recommendations, but my first and foremost answer to that is always going to be, why don't you do a little meditation and tap in and talk to yourself and say, hey, I'm really interested in getting on this journey. I'm really interested. Hey, Nicole. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, uh, I'm ready to take the next steps in my spiritual journey or on my growth journey or my mental journey, whatever you want to call it, my health journey. What do I need to do next? And just sit and listen. Sit and listen. If it's hard for you to sit and quiet and get the answers, then you say, hey, I need help doing X, Y, Z, you know. But you'll be guided to it. Trust me, y'all. Trust me. The journey just unfolds and unfolds like a flower. It just unfolds like petals. It just unfolds and unfolds and unfolds. And it's a rabbit hole and it's fun and it's exciting and it hurts. It's painful. But when you come out of the pain, you are just, you just become more beautiful. You just glow. You just got more money. And you don't know why. You're like, I ain't do nothing for this. How did this happen? How did this happen? Right? Opportunities just show up. People are just constantly telling you how you inspire. And you're like, I didn't do nothing. How do I inspire you? I don't know. I don't know you. Okay. Thanks. Because as you heal and you step into your own and you start trusting yourself and you start utilizing your own abilities and your own magic that's inside of you, you become your own guru, right? When you start doing that, every cell in your body just wants to bloom and blossom. Every cell in your body just wants to shine and glow, okay? Because you're stepping into expansion and healing, okay? And you just know automatically what you're supposed to do, which way you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to study next, all of that good stuff, all right? My phone is about to die. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I'm not sure when I'll be back. Hi, Reggie. Blessings to you, too. Hello, Antoine. Hello, Nasir. Hi, Reggie. Hi, Max. Let's see who else is on here. Hi, Nicole. Hi, beautiful you. Hi, Titus. Hi, Emmanuel. Hi, Gary. I don't know if you guys are still on here or not, but hi. Thanks for watching tonight. I don't know when I'll be back. I am preparing to go on vacation from the 9th of October till the 23rd. So probably I'll be out of the country. I won't be able to get on here and do anything, but I'll be back at some point to say something else that y'all might need to hear if you care to. But I will be accessible via email and also via WhatsApp, okay? So if you want to reach me, if you have questions, if you want to, I won't be able to do sessions, but you can make appointments, okay? You'll still be able to make appointments for when I come back, okay? Just go on my website, opendoorhypnosis.com. You can book a free consultation, or if you already know the service that you want to get, you can go ahead and book that. I do recommend booking a free consultation first so we can have a chat. But if you already have worked with me before, or you already know what you want to do, you're like, look, we'll chat in the beginning of the session. I just want to do this now and get it done. Go ahead and book it, okay? Look at my calendar. I've already blocked out all of the dates that I'm not going to be here. So you just choose the day that you want to work together and we'll go from there. All right. Again, Facebook folks, go to my YouTube channel, Open Door Hypnosis TV. YouTube people, check me out on Facebook. Open Door Hypnosis is my business page. Hypnosis is the Key is the group. Haven't really been posting in the group for a while because I took a break. So, but there's stuff there if you want to listen to it. Shara Prophet. on Facebook, okay, and Instagram. All right, you guys, I love you so much. And all the links on my page and all that stuff, so y'all can find it. It's in the comment section below here, and then it's on my Facebook page too. All right, so I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining in tonight. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. I appreciate your time and energy, your interactions, your participation, and I hope you learned something tonight. You know, I know I say the same thing basically all the time, but sometimes you just gotta say it over and over again in different ways. So, but I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, have a good night, and remember that you and only you are the key to a new you. Yes, with you, baby. All right, y'all. Bye.